So then once you've got your protein, carbs, and fat on the plate, the question is how much of it do I need? And the idea is there's an ideal ratio per meal that if your player hits it, he'll feel energized post-eating. He won't want to eat anything else for at least 2 to 3 hours plus after his meal. He'll have good energy if he's training, good concentration if he's sitting in the office or school or so forth. That's when you get it right. When you get it wrong, all the opposite happens. And you feel hungry within 2 hours. You're craving food. You can't concentrate. Got low energy in training. And if you... This is in a short-term thing, 2 to 3 hours post-eating. But if you keep putting these poor meals together, then it begins to affect your ability to recover from training. Opposite to this, if you get the meals correctly together, it really aids the body's recovery, allows you to optimize performance. So it's not enough just to eat the right foods, protein, carbs, and fat. You've got to find the ratio that works. So we're getting adequate protein. We're getting more, adequate carbohydrates. We're not underdoing it. We're not overcooking it. And we're adding in fat as well to give the body those nutrients and to give it the energy that it needs. So fat's an energy-dense food, which is what athletes need to help them get through their training. So the way to work out if you got this ratio right is to just use those reactions. So if you look into the slides, you can see that form you can use. After a meal, you just ask yourself 1 to 2 hours later, how do I feel? So if I'm eating at 2 in the afternoon, 3 to 4 o'clock or 4 o'clock, what do I feel? Well, if I'm already hungry, if I've already eaten, then I know I've got my ratios wrong. If I've got real poor energy, then I know that the ratios are probably slightly wrong. Yes, there are other factors that could affect things, but if this pattern keeps repeating itself, because remember, what you'll do is if you find you get negative reactions, you go back to the meal and change things up. So you add more carbohydrates, or you add more fat, you add less protein, more, and so forth. Then you redo the meal, same time next day. Then you reevaluate. So this is how it works. You have a protein, carbs, and fat. You put down the amounts you think are right. Then you just gauge your reactions post-eating. If they're positive, mostly to totally, then you keep that meal the same. It was what your body was wanting. If they're negative, then you need to change some of those ratios and then reevaluate if that made it better or worse as a meal in the whole. So it's really quite simple when you really get down to this nutritional side of things. Picking a protein, carb, and fat source, picking out how much you need, and experimenting until you find the right amount. Because what we're trying to do is get rid of hungers and cravings. In general, there are 6 types of hungers. So what we want to live with is normal hunger. So normal hunger is when you just feel a desire to eat food, but it's not anything taxing. At 5 in the afternoon, I'm 5 out of 10 hungry. 6 in the afternoon or evening, I'm 6 out of 10 hungry. 7, I'm 7 out of 10 hungry. It's slowly built up over a few hour period. The pressure on your athlete or you to eat is not that great. Some of the other hungers, though, they lead to craving and poor eating. So the second type of hunger, which is a dehydration hunger, this is thirst, water. So if you're not drinking enough water, then what happens is you get thirsty, obviously, but you don't always get the signal as a signal to drink water. Often you get the signal as a signal to go out and eat some food. So then you eat some food, but the problem is your body was asking for water. So then very quickly you get the signal again to drink water, but it comes across as eating food. So often you can find yourself snacking and craving on foods when you're in fact asking for water. The third type of hunger is that cell energy hunger. Cell energy hunger is what I just talked about in regards to the protein, carbs, the fat, the ratios of energy within the cellular level. So to get rid of this, it's just that experimental process. You've got your protein, carb, and fat on the plate, so you know you're close. Then you just need to work out the ratios, and it just takes experimentation from your player before he'll begin to work out which combinations give him maximal energy. Another issue you could have is blood sugar, especially if we're under-eating on carbohydrates, or some people are just more susceptible to blood sugar hungers. So